Good afternoon, everybody, and how's everybody keeping on this up here? Wild, wet, and windy afternoon, just the same as yesterday. Right then, I'll bring the guys in for a quick chat, and then we'll get on and do some turning. So I've got Scott in, who is probably just about awake after his shift yesterday, and young Dale as well. Who was probably just about awake. Oh, did you have to do anything last night, Dale, with the work?
So I woke up at 4 a.m.
Oh, crying!
So I've been on the go since 4 a.m. So good.
Aye, well.
How many Red Bulls, Dale?
None yet, but I'm not going to tell you how many coffees I've had. That's big.
Right then, I'll quickly show you. I'll slot myself back on again, and I will quickly show you what we're going to be doing today. I've tried to have a play about with the overhead. Does that look okay to people?
Mm-hmm.
Or would you prefer the side view?
Oh, start with the side view. Start with the
side view. Okay, we'll start with the side view. So what I've got on the lathe at the moment, it's a lump of beech. It's about 11.5 inches diameter by 4 inches deep. And people do ask sometimes where I get my wood, because I'm actually loath to go and buy bowl blanks because they're expensive. I'm lucky. I live in the country. We've got quite a few country estates around where I live. So certainly with one of them, one of the country estates, they actually employ a tree surgeon or an arborist or whatever it is you want to call them. And he knows the majority of the wood turners around the Dumfries area. So whenever he's got something coming up, or bringing down, I should say, he gets in touch with everybody and lets us know. I got this last year, this beech. I got a carload, and I'm talking about a carload of beech. He cut it all up into 4-inch deep pieces. It was all green, so this is probably still fairly wet. So this blank cost me £1.50, £2, something like that. I've got another guy who's about 40 miles away who kiln dries his own wood. I got a load of sycamore from him. It's the cost of I think it was £30 a cubic foot.
You could go off a guy. I mean, you could go off a guy. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I bought 4 cubic foot from him, kiln dried last year, plus a cubic foot of silver birch as well. And after I'd processed it all, I think the cost you're looking at per bowl blank, and the biggest bowl blank I got was 17 inches by 3 inches. That one cost me, I don't know, about £7 for the bowl blank after I processed it and everything.
So really go off, people.
Yeah, try and find around your area. Try and find a tree surgeon, arborist, whatever you want to call them. A lot of them are willing to let you have wood very cheap, or even if you make them something. So let's get on, and I'll start doing some turning, and the guys can let me know who's in the chat.
Who we got? Got some ugly bloke called the Blue Light Turner. Steve Ash, Jay, Dr. Bob, Ian Robertson, Steve Ellis, Robert Dolman, Mike the Midnight Joker, Martin at Woody Creation,
Basher Mark,
Pete Twisted Trees, Colin Roberts, Dadzin, Henry, Rubber Dub. Can't remember Rubber Dub's proper name.
No, me neither. Maybe remember his name.
Rob CP, Brian Holden, Glinzin, Andy.
Jack,
Blair.
Jean PBH, Mr. Bear Woodcraft. I think that's us, pretty much. And anyone else you
Paul
missed?
Lockwood.
Loads in. Thanks for coming along, guys.
Some bloke that's high on coffee called Maple Tree Studios. Mike says, did you rough around with your grand's teeth?
No, I've got quite a wide blade on my bandsaw, so I couldn't actually get it cut into a circle properly.
Coffee and Jaffa cake, says John PBH. Truth is, it's coffee and ginger snaps. Ginger snaps.
Andy's got to go back to work.
5 minutes.
Guys, as always, if you've got a question, if you can just put question in front of your comment, so we try not to miss it.
DIY Dartmatter says, Wayne is a wood pirate. He made it walk the plank. Ha 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 ar.
Paul Lockwood saying he's guessing that's on a faceplate.
Sorry, what did Paul say?
He says he guesses you're turning out on a faceplate.
No, I'm not.
you-
I've done my usual Paul. I've with a force and a bit, 67mm force and a bit. I've just got a hole drilled in the top of it, and I've got it on the mortise.
Young Martin from Woody Creations is giving you a super chat.
Oh, thanks, Martin. Much appreciated. I'm turning it around about 700 yards at the moment.
Tom Chester says he's down in Roanoke, VA.
Dale, have you ever had a problem with your sizes on your laser ply?
Have I ever had problems with my who? With my what?
The sizes of the laser ply.
Never with laser ply, within a few mil, roughly.
Yeah.
Why? Have you ordered A3 and not 300 by 400?
I ordered 600 by 300.
Yeah?
And they come like 610.
Yeah, I'll be right. So they'll all come that size.
Yeah, they have. Don't fit in the storage rack.
Oh,
Outrageous.
I feel we need to be more planning. Out in the chat, we have a few other faces. We have Radio Face Woodworks. We have Nick the Flaming Turner.
Hi, Nick.
Did my sound just go off?
No.
All right.
26 in at the moment.
Really? I think it's more than that.
Right,
I've got 45 shown here.
Hang on, let me refresh my YouTube.
So, question from DIY Dartmatter. Wayne, as a master wood turner, what advice would you give a new wood turner to help them shave off a few years of figuring it out?
Take some lessons from a professional. And I'm talking hands-on lessons, not watching videos.
L.A. Dooley, question. What do you sharpen on? Considering getting a Pro Edge? Thanks, Two Meadows Design.
I use the Pro Edge. That's what I use. I've had my Pro Edge for a good few years now. And as far as I'm concerned, it's excellent.
Yeah. Well, I've had my Pro Edge about 3 months. Got the one of my best investments.
Wayne will be
Simple.
demonstrating at some point on Wednesday how to sharpen pencils on one.
Yeah.
You know,
If you want
it's
to,
quick.
if you want to spend a few quid on a pencil sharpener, buy a Pro Edge.
Now the Pro Edge makes it quick, repetitive, and you get a decent edge all the time.
And I would also recommend, if you're going for the Pro Edge, there's no need to buy any higher grit than 120.
Oh, hi, Tommy. Tommy's just come in.
Hey, Tommy.
Hey, Tommy.
I was showing Wayne my nice delivery from Tommy that I got the other day.
Which
So
one?
they don't fit horizontally, or do you push them in against the wall? You just laser ply. So they're too wide.
No, they're too long. Because I only made the rack 600 wide. So I feel a design change coming. I might add a bit on rather than cut it down. Give myself a bit of tolerance.
That's what I did.
I think that will be a lot easier than cutting all 15 sheets down.
Only 15? Bloody amateur.
We don't all earn millions like you, Dale.
It's not a question of earning millions, it's a question of using millions.
I've lost count how much I brought.
They're great. It's great material. You can get similar stuff from Truss Ply over in Cambridgeshire. Truss Leaf over in Cambridgeshire. But they tend to stick rigidly to the ISO sizes.
Yeah.
Versus the gorgeous ability to choose stuff.
Tommy, is it okay, Scott? Tommy, I am over the moon with it. I'm going to be turning a bit this week. Possibly not live, but definitely going to get a bit on the lathe and have a go with it. Never turned Hawthorne.
Rob CP is asking when he's a beginner pencil artist, so he should buy a Pro Edge. Beginner pencil artist, so should he buy a Pro Edge? Dark says the Pro Edge looks similar to a belt sander. Dark, man, that's because it is at its heart, but it's the specific frame, the angle, the thought that goes into the unique jig mounting system that makes it worthwhile.
Door 60s, join the chat.
Oh, yeah. Did anybody hear the dogs barking just earlier?
Yeah.
Oh, you did. Noise reduction isn't working on these then.
I just thought they were eating the postman, mate.
We go through a lot of posties around Wayne's way. Wayne, are you planning to colour today?
No.
I just wondered with a P45 shirt on.
Yeah, Scott asked that as well. Let's have a look at the grain. That might decide it.
Might be worth a tailstock cam for this now.
Okay. See if it's not too washed out.
Mark was saying he's had his Pro Edge for about 4 months and can't honestly think of any criticisms.
DIY Dartman asks you, Wayne, if you had a superpower, what would it be?
If I had a superpower, what would it be? The ability to produce money. I've actually got a superpower anyway. I breathe on a regular basis. That's my superpower.
Breathe or breed?
Breathe. Oh, I've never breathed anything.
Just going to mute you a minute, guys. I've got a knock at the door.
Mark, the gentleman woodturner, says Wayne's superpower would be sharpening pencils. And Pete from Twisted Trees says Pro Edge isn't cheap, but it is one of the cheapest sharpening systems, cheaper than the Axe, Mr. Billet system, or the Tormek. David McLaren is in the chat. Fingers, how are you?
Hey, David. Let's see how these cracks are doing. Oh, I've still got some in there. Hey ho. Such a life.
That's better. I'm back.
Now, did you really go and answer the postman?
No, it's the wife at the door saying she's taking the dog for a walk.
No, euphemism.
And then asking if I can, if we can go shopping tomorrow.
Wayne, this particular camera is looking a bit blocky, suggesting you've got a little bit of a bandwidth problem. Probably better go into the side view. It does suggest it's a little bit bandwidthy, but yeah, that's a good one. Keep it there.
What have we missed there? Aha! Keith ordered some abrasive.
Has he?
Yeah. Not a little bit either, Dale.
Oh. Rather a lot, has he?
Yes.
Just going to quickly sharpen my small gouge so I can do a finishing cut on this.
Di's just popping in his head briefly before going to quote for an awkward client. Did you see the...
Sorry, Wayne. I feel that your audience is quite distressed about the fact you've got a dirty visor.
Dirty visor. Isn't he pleasing some people, I tell you?
That's what I was thinking. First Dartman wants you to have lovely hands, now somebody wants you to have a clean visor. Any minute now they're expecting you to wash.
I've had a wash this year.
John reckons at 300 metres of abrasive is going to last a year. I don't think so.
What kind of abrasive? Scott style?
It is the Indasa white stuff.
Not sure what that is.
Rhino grip. Really good.
Oh, Rhino grip. I've heard about that before.
Yeah, really
Never
good
used
stuff,
it.
mate. When I
Is it cheap?
well, you need to speak to Keith.
Any good for getting loaded with paint? Or not?
I'll have a look what I've got, Dale. And when I come up to get that camera, I'll bring you some bits up to try, mate.
Bring me a bit so I can try on the paint, because that's why I've stayed away from Abranet and Pronet, because most of what I sand winds up loaded with paint. Most. So, being able to throw away a bit of wrecked sandpaper that costs you peanuts doesn't seem so bad.
Di, I will make a note of that and I will PM you after the live, mate.
I always read Di stuff for the Welsh accent. I feel that's unreasonable, but I just do.
Down in Wales, then.
No, I don't think so. Wayne, you have 56 watching, sir.
Oh, thanks very much for coming in, guys.
And 30 likes.
Oh, Baz is in the chat.
Hello,
Hey,
buddy. How are you?
We can do everything with a Welsh accent now.
Yeah, I know it's completely unfair. It's just my bad.
Guy says he's got a Yorkshire accent.
I know. I mean, but it's not. It's just the thing. You read the name and you form an accent in your head, and it's hard to shift. It's like Barry will forever speak with a French accent when he's typing. When he's typing, if you know what I mean.
Even if it sounds Welsh.
Even if it sounds Welsh, or Scottish or Irish.
Right, so that's the bottom done. Give it a quick sand.
So the Kentish Han Solo has just finished the Calais run. He says he's tired, but good. How are you, fellas?
Yeah, a little bit on the tired side, but he's just finished the Calais run. Does that mean he's brought the van back full of beer?
The van's not so much called the Millennium Falcon, more the Millennium Norwegian Blue.
Mate, you'll be surprised what you can fit in cupboards on an ambulance when you do a repat. It's even better when you get a patient that doesn't smoke because you can nick their allowance as well.
Paul Lockwood is asking, Wayne, are you cutting your own paper now? That looks like a square piece on the drill.
Yeah, I am. I think I said earlier on I bought a load of cheap net stuff from CNET, and it is not that good, but seeing as how I bought it, I'm going to use it all. So rather than waste time cutting it into circles, I'm just cutting squares off it.
I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that, Colin. I'm assuming if it's Irish, my apologies, Welsh, the YN makes an sound. Honda. Yeah, Honda. I might be wrong in that.
You've got Welsh on the brain today, Dale.
Mate, I've spent the morning talking to blokes in Wales.
Are you sure the farmer ain't put his sheep out next to your house?
Nope, there's no sheepies or anywhere near the house. There's only blokes with blokes playing through.
Now, talking about wood again, also, if there's a sawmill fairly close, and Paul knows this very well, he's got a sawmill around about 10 miles from where he lives. I think it's about 30 miles from where I live. And all of their offcuts all get stacked up into bins and things. Has Jill just gone?
No, I'm here.
All right.
Just on the camera, so you got one less thing flashing on the screen. Take
Right.
a bit of bandwidth.
So, yeah, and they put loads and loads of scraps into various big containers, and you can go around. I think it's usually on a Saturday morning, correct us if I'm wrong there, Paul, and buy loads and loads of wood, fairly cheap.
Oh, I think we've got a few round here.
Yeah, Paul did that. I remember that, Paul. Yeah, Paul did a wee video on that about when he was visiting the toy yard. And when he came up to visit me, God, that was quite a while ago now when he came up to visit me. He actually brought us a bag up, some of which I've still got. So I'm just using, where am I? There, no, there. No, I'm here now, aren't I? Chestnut Products, acrylic sand and sealer, this 3-on-1. And you should see the grain pop out now. We're putting this on. Just wipe off the excess. This stuff dries fairly quick. I'll just wipe off the excess.
DIY Dermatter says that's going to be a wonderful bowl, Wayne. I can already see the wonderful grain in it. Is it sycamore?
No, it's beech.
Darkman follows up with laughs out loud, just seeing if I can get into trouble.
What do you mean, seeing if you get into trouble? Usually as soon as you open your mouth, Dark, you're in trouble. Usually.
If he gets into trouble, he says he wants to be able to blame David. The good news is David's cool with taking the blame.
Sorry, guys. Should have showed you.
Oh.
Yorkshire grit.
Oh, written warning.
John PVH is saying Wayne's got a new tin of Yorkshire grit. And Brian's got to go back to work, so we'll watch the rest later.
Thanks for coming in, Brian. Right, so I'll turn the speed down for this.
And Di's off to overquote the client.
I usually start using the Yorkshire grit at around about 250 revs a minute. Just rubbing it in, working the abrasive. So it's made up of mineral oil, beeswax, and the abrasive is called rotten stone. And what happens is, as you're rubbing it in, the rotten stone starts breaking it down. The beeswax is there as a lubricant. So the rotten stone starts breaking down and gets finer and finer and finer. So you don't have to use the very fine grits. You only need to sand to 240. And seeing as how you don't have to use the extra fine grits, which is where usually all the really dangerous dust comes from, although any dust is dangerous, you're actually wet sanding. So you're not producing any dust at all.
Ellie says, was that a bit of mesh in the top of the Yorkshire grit?
Yes, it was. That was something that Steve Twaddell used to produce. It's basically it's a saver. So as some people do, they can take the top off the Yorkshire grit, put the lid down, put the Yorkshire grit down, forget what they're doing, knock the Yorkshire grit on the floor, and all of the Yorkshire grit gets covered. A lot of it gets ruined. With this mesh, it is removable, so you can change it from tin to tin. You push down on the mesh, obviously the Yorkshire grit comes up through. If you knock this on the floor and it lands on the top, all you do is take that out, give it a clean off, put it back in, and you're not actually wasting as much Yorkshire grit.
I don't think Steve's producing them anymore, is he?
No, he's not.
It's a shame, because they were a good idea.
You carry on working the grit in. And what you want to do is keep on changing the paper, new piece of paper, until eventually your paper will come away clean, and that shows that the Yorkshire grit has done its work, and you can move on and put a finish on. That's that done. What on earth's going on there?
It's me moving a hat.
Moving a hat? What the bloody hell is it made out of?
Oh, it's in a plastic bag.
So I'm going to use, again, it's Chestnut Products, Wood Wax 22. I'll use this as a base coat, the Wood Wax 22. Give it a good rub in.
So Colin's saying anyone with a 3D printer could make a fortune out of making those.
Yeah. I mean, that's how Steve was doing them. He was doing them on his 3D printer.
Yeah. I don't know whether he stopped because he lost the roof on his workshop or...
No, he'd stopped making them before then.
Maybe Glyn needs to buy a 3D printer. Will that fit the microphone too? Yes, it does, Steve.
Yeah, it does, because I'm sure I've got one. Yeah, I have. I've got one in my microphone as well.
Yeah, he did a black one and a white one, didn't he?
He did. I knew that was happening. I'm getting some paper sticking on there. I could feel it. And I'll finish this off with some.
Robbed up saying that Glyn probably robbed Steve's 3D printer so people would buy more grit. What are you saying about Glyn?
Just going to finish this off with some microcrystalline wax. Microcrystalline wax is a good hard-wearing wax that doesn't show up finger or thumbprints. And what you can do is give it an initial buff, and then if you wait for about 10 or 15 minutes for the wax to partially dry, you can give it a buff up with a buffing wheel. Either one of the Beal system ones, or I've just got a small buffing wheel that goes into my drill.
Toolstation do a nice buffing wheel that goes in the drill. Really silly money.
Do they?
Mm.
Oh,
And they
I'll have a
do
look
like
at that.
they do a domed one as well. So like if you do a goblet, it goes inside the goblet.
Yeah, I've got a domed one from Chestnut, and I've also got one of the other ones that fits in the drill from Chestnut as well. That's the bottom done. So that's what I've had in the top pole. 67mm force and a bit, just so it fits into my jaws in expansion mode. That's running nice. Again, I've got that running at around about 700. Just get the top cleaned off. Forgot to put my mask on. There we go.
Yeah, but is it clean?
Well, I can see through it. Right, let's start getting this thing hollowed out.
Wivey Woodshed. Oh, have I missed them coming in earlier? I think Wivey was in earlier on.
Yeah, I did say hello to Ivy earlier.
Yeah.
Right, so the Dark Man is asking, if you could
Adrian's
choose
joined.
only one wood to turn the rest of your life, what would it be and why? Right then, Dark. One wood to turn for the rest of my life, it would have to be you. And why? Because it's absolutely, well, two things. The grain is absolutely gorgeous, and it turns like cutting butter.
Oh, Rob, what pyro pen you got?
Temple Boy Turnings is in the chat, Wayne.
Oh, hi, Steve.
Are you, Steve?
I was just talking about you.
His ears must have been burning.
I was just talking about the savor you used to produce for the Yorkshire Grip tins. That's what I was talking about. Is that camera okay, or does it need to be closer, do you think?
I think it could probably be doing with being in closer, Wayne. Now you're asking, now you're suggesting. You could always try the tailstock one again.
No, I think that bleaches out too much.
Oh.
How's that? I've just bloody thought I could have done a core out of this, which is big enough to do a core out of. Too late.
in the chat? Is that Amy or is that Arnie?
Amy.
Steve's saying, Wayne, that he's just started making them again.
Oh, brilliant, Steve.
That's cool.
Brilliant. I actually did a demo of how they worked on one of my videos way back.
If you've got a link, Steve, to where you're selling them, PM me and I'll pop it in the chat. I know there was some interest. So he used to do them on his website, didn't he?
He did. I hope these masters get pounded by just see what I'm doing on the side here. Yeah. I'll see if I can do one final cut with my small gouge. So what I think I'll do now is change to my traditional grind, because that's nice. That's a better grind for actually getting on the bottom of a bowl. And the reason for that is, with the traditional grind, you don't really have a swept back flute on it, and the heel of the gouge doesn't start following along and marking the wood.
There you go, guys. Steve has said he's setting up a new shop at the moment. His old website was killed. So if anyone's interested in one of the product savers, then drop him an email. His email address is in the comments, templeboyturnings@gmail.com. And I'm sure Steve will sort you out.
If you're forgetful about putting the lid back on your tin and stuff like this, It's well worth to have that product. It works really well.
Go away, people.
Need to be careful with that. We might get a copyright strike.
I thought I had it on silent. It is now.
It is now.
But
Grand. Get the inside sanded.
Yeah, what Martha says, he didn't want to mess around. He jumped straight into the funnel club.
Amy says, what grit will you stand up to? Presume that'll be 240, Wayne, if you're going to Yorkshire grit.
Yeah, 240 I'll be sanding too.
There's lots of talk in the chat about selling stuff and bits not selling, and you can never
Difficult to
tell
tell.
what's going to sell. Yeah. Question from Paul Lockwood.
Yep.
If radial sanding is done to not have the consistent grooves of the hand sanding when using Yorkshire grit, that's sort them out anyway, meaning that if you use Yorkshire grit, you can hand sand first.
Well, you can do. I've got to say I prefer not to. I've just got a wee line on the rim here, which I'm going to go back over and sand. Get rid of that. Go over it again with 240.
And dark sand, is that a bowl you're turning? Is it for someone, or is it just a piece you're turning for the beautiful people in the chat?
It's just a piece I'm turning for the beautiful people in the chat.
What about all those ugly ones that are in the chat? Do we not get a look in?
Yeah, you can join in as well. Going back to what Paul said there about hand sanding as opposed to power sanding with getting rid of the radial lines. If you do hand sand, Paul, and you've still got the radial lines, all that means is that the Yorkshire grit is going to have to work harder.
Pete Twisted Tree saying he got into trouble with the wife as he needed a large centrepiece at an art fair. So he took a massive bowl that she loved, put it up for silly money, about 4 times the value, so it would go home safe. It's sold.
I did that last year.
Yeah, always the way.
You know, in one of the shops that I'm in with the Arts and Crafts Collective, somebody had left. And the guy who was running the shop said, "You want to bring some of your bigger pieces down and put them in, you know, just to fill the space up?" I said, "Yeah, I'll do that. No problem whatsoever." So I took some of the bigger stuff down, and one of them was a piece that Jane had actually loved for years. It was a 18-inch diameter by 6-inch deep fir elm bow. So I took it up there and put a silly price on it. And this shop is actually cash only. And a wood turner from Inverness came in. I wasn't actually manning the shop that day, but a wood turner from Inverness came in, and it was his birthday. And his wife had been harping on at him for what he was wanting and everything. And he took one look at it and he says, "That's what I'm after." So they went across the road to the cash machine, drew out some money, came back and bought it. I thought Jane was going to kick the shite out of us.
When I need to bail out and return to work, sir?
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming in, Dale.
No worries, mate. Anytime. Catch up with you soon. Cheers,
Yeah.
guys. Cheers, everyone in the chat. Bye.
Ta-ta.
Bye.
So yeah, that was a nice one. That one was. I bought another load of duff paper here.
Rob, whereabouts are you?
Rob's in Newcastle.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's saying he can't turn anything yet because of lack of skill. So I say have a look for a local club.
No, he's coming here.
Is he? Ah.
Yeah.
Learn from the best.
Round about the middle, the beginning to the middle of August, he's going to be coming up. for a day. Right, so get some wax onto that.
Is that wood wax 22?
Yeah, it's wood wax, same as I put on the outside, yeah. I'm going to see if I can find a piece of cloth. I don't usually use cloth, but this paper is tearing and sticking to the...
So Dark saying Rob's a lucky dog. We're getting to learn from the master.
Thank you, Dark.
Steve Ash is asking how much do you charge for in-person lessons, Wayne?
In-person lessons, and they are all one-to-one. I don't do any other than one-to-one. I charge £120 a day.
Colin saying he's hoping to arrange some lessons with me at some point as he's just down the road. Rubber Dub says, is it bring your own wine, Wayne?
On a serious note, no alcohol allowed in the workshop.
Adrian saying, Rob, give it a go. It's how he started. He's watching other greats like Steve Twydell, Martin, Sabian Smith, Mike Walt, Wayne, me, and JP. I wouldn't put me in the greats.
I wouldn't put me in the greats either.
There's a lot better turners out there than me.
And me. If people ask me, where would you rate yourself as a turner? I would say pretty average. And that's about it, average.
Yeah.
What we're doing, just gone over the hour mark. Right, guys, there we go.
Dark saying it would cost him a fortune to learn from you. Just getting to your house would be a fortune.
Yeah, it would, Doc. Right, let us change camera. I'll have a sit down so I can show you this on the main camera.
Cheers, Adrian.
There we are. How many we had in, Scott? Any idea?
I think it hit 50 at one point.
Not very good.
And we're sitting at 49 at the moment.
Grand.
So, and only 28 thumbs up, guys. So don't forget to hit that button.
There it is, guys. Some nice grain in there. Around about 11 and... Oh, it's probably under that now, to tell you the truth.
Paul Lockwood's... Oh, no. David says 58 was the highest we had him.
Oh, grand. Excellent. What are we looking at? Yeah, around about 11 inches diameter by... Forgot to measure the depth. I'm sure it's still about 4. Yeah, it is. 11 inches diameter, 4 inches deep. Beech with some nice grain in there. That's probably because I've had it just sitting outside for the past year or so. In fact, I don't know. Steve might still have a piece. I took Steve a piece down to Makers last year. And I think he went home and shoved it in a big bucket of water until he could figure out what to do with it. So Steve has got another piece similar to this but bigger.
Very nice. Adrian, you're welcome, mate. It's not a problem. More than happy to pass somewhere I get things from. We're a community. Let's all work together.
Right, I'm missing
yeah. Adrian wanted to make a thin green line pen similar to what I've been doing.
All right.
So I put him in contact with where I get the blanks from.
Let's just go back in the chat, see what I missed.
Steve Temple Boy's got to shoot. Oh no, sorry,
See you,
got to bolt
Steve.
the lathe.
Oh,
No, I was wrong. I saw got to bolt, but no, he's got to bolt the lathe down. Sorry, Steve.
hang on,
And
Dark's
he
just
says
asked
yes, it's
something.
Pete Twisted Trees has just give you a super chat.
Oh, thanks, Pete. Right, Dark. Let's have a look.
And Mark's asking, will it move or will it stay the same shape?
This will probably stay the same shape. That's the fingernail gouge. Dark. That's a traditional gouge. So you can actually see the difference between the two there. And this one is swept back even more. So you can see the difference between the three there. The swept back grind and the fingernail grind tend to be a bit more versatile than the traditional grind.
Tom Chester saying he's a first time watcher. Good job, lots of fun, thanks.
Thank you.
Lots of comments, great job. Nice bowl.
Yeah. Steve's just said yes, it's still sitting in a big bucket of water.
Irish, what is the difference?
Sorry,
David
Irish?
says Irish, what is the difference?
Is he talking about grind?
I presume so.
Right, an Irish grind is a swept back grind. Basically because it was developed in Ireland. Then I think David Ellsworth took it on and it became known as the Ellsworth grind. But it's just what it is just a swept back grind on you. So the wings of the flute are actually swept back. Some people, I don't have mine swept back a hell of a lot. Some people change the angle on the top of the flute and they have it swept back a hell of a lot. I find that the grinds that I work with are good for me. People, you've got to try different grinds. Don't be. Yes, I know tools are expensive, but if you're not getting a decent cut with the tools you're using, try changing the grind to something different. A very popular one is the 40-40 grind, which Stuart Batty uses all the time. That's a popular grind. I prefer a 45-45. You'll find other people have different grinds as well. Mike Walt, I think, uses a 50 on his gouges. But you know, it's a personal choice when it comes to different grinds.
Where are we? Adrian's got to shoot. School hours again for him. Dr. Bob saying the most popular bowl that he has turned in the last few years are baptism bowls that are given to parents. So far, he's turned over 100.
Oh, very good. Oh, very good.
Pete's saying when the tool doesn't fit in the jig anymore, that's when it's time to play with all sorts of angles and shapes.
Exactly, yes. When you've worn it all the way down and it doesn't fit in your jig, either your Pro Edge or whichever sharpening jig you use, that's the time to have a bit play with different angles. Right, guys, I think that's about it. Thanks very much again for coming in. I really enjoy doing these lunchtime. In fact, I like doing all the live demos. Because as you probably realise, I don't like doing videos because I don't like editing. So, the true Irish grind is when Paddy uses the handle to cut the wood. Nice one, Steve.
Show him a row of shovels, tell him to take his pick.
Right, one final look. There you go, guys. I will stick photos up probably later on this afternoon so you can get a decent view of it. I'm going to end the session now. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening, depending on where you are, or afternoon, depending on where you are. And I will probably see you on Wednesday evening at some point. Bye for now.
See you all later, guys.